Welcome to the Alyssa and Julian Podcast.
I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Julian, and this is the Alyssa and Julian Podcast. Yo, we're back again with a guest, y'all. I'm super excited for this guest,
This
man.
really didn't take much time, and I'm so excited.
I know. It's so funny because after we had our last episode, I was like, I know who I want next. I hit her up. I was like, yo, are you available for this? And without further ado, here she is, Miss Tia So Fierce. What's up, T?
I got you. I know you got editing, but I was like, I got all the sounds too. What up, everybody?
What up?
I got my own intro.
So T, just so you know, when we get into these episodes, we talk about our intentions for the week. So we talk about something we're planning on doing for the week. So if you want, we'll go first, and then while we're talking about what we do, you could think of something that might be like a goal or something you're trying to achieve in the next week. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. What's your intention of the week, Alyssa?
So, a little behind the scenes. Julian and I have started to try to do like 2 episodes, so that way we kind of have like a week off, if that makes sense. But it gives us more time to like edit episodes. So I've been trying to do a lot of like planning, so that way when like we come up to it, like I have both episodes planned. So as of right now, I think I have episodes planned until like the end of like either mid or end of next month.
Whoa. Look at you.
I'm so excited.
Look at you.
Yes.
So what's your intention though?
My intention is to keep it going.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. All right. Cool.
Can't get behind now.
Yeah.
Dude, for me it's rough because I feel like last night we had a conversation talking about like the question of, do I want to go back to film school or do I want to actually just try and keep the solo thing going? Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to try to keep the solo thing going. So
Probably could have figured as much.
yeah, film school is too much money. So at this point, I think
time.
Yeah, in time. And I don't have the time. But I would say at this point right now, I want to go ahead and try to learn something new about filming this week.
Oh.
So like maybe 2 to 3 things that I have like takeaways about filming. Boom.
Ooh, yes. Boom.
Okay.
Done.
What you got for us, T?
Yeah, that's well, I mean, a little background, which I'm sure we'll go over in a little bit, is I lost my job 2.5 weeks ago. So my intentions is still, I got a lot of people still reaching out and following up on some jobs, which I haven't had any luck, but I do have more inklings. So getting that done. I'm a single mama, but I split custody. So I get my boys on Friday. So I'm trying to get all that done before they get here. And then I want to be intentional with them this weekend. I've been just struggling in motherhood in general, and want to put more intention behind being available for them emotionally and, Minecraft and all that stuff and listening to that for 3 hours. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to try.
I get that. Cause with,
That takes a lot.
no, it does. Cause I've been babysitting my cousin the last couple of days on top of having JJ. So like, it's been definitely a task. I'm like, I don't know how people with 2 kids or more do it because like I was like,
we struggling, Julian. Yeah. That's what's happening. We don't do it. We struggling.
I was so exhausted. I was like, whoa, like I want to go to bed, dude. And I see what you mean though, because like for someone who does like, a lot of editing and working from home and stuff, I'm like, man, like I feel like I'm just not around. Like I'm here, but I'm not actually here. You know what I mean?
That.
It's like, But I love that. That's a great intention. So streaming platforms.
Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music,
Google Podcasts. That's
anywhere you find your streaming platforms.
That's where you can find us. So
YouTube.
Make sure you go on there, search up Alyssa and Julian Podcast, and yeah, we'll be on there. Now, let's get into the juicy stuff. This is the real conversation. So T, tell us about yourself. Like if you had to describe yourself as, the person you are, like what would you say for someone just meeting you?
Oh, awkward, ADHD, random, hyper chihuahua that you fed 12 lattes. That is TT so fierce, Tatalicious, Tia so fierce. I am a whirlwind of a human.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. One thing I always love about T is T always comes with great energy. Quick backstory of how we actually met Tia. Tia actually pioneered my like friendship with like most of the people I'm friends with right now. So T came up to us at Playlist Live and was like, hey, you guys do YouTube? I have a couple questions. And I was just talking to her, chatting real quick. And yeah, haven't looked back since. I've been friends with her literally ever since. So shout out to T. A lot of people don't know that we actually met in person, T. A lot of people think we met because most people who meet T meet her through TikTok and Twitch. Make sure you guys go follow her, by the way. Links will be in the description. But I think that it was awesome. And a fun fact about T, we talked about this before. T is actually an introvert. So I want to ask you, what made you come up to us that day, you know?
It's funny because like, even though I'm an introvert, I have such a heart for, I don't like when people feel like they don't have a place to belong or fit or when you're in uncomfortable environments. So I notice that things and I always want people to feel like they have somebody to talk to, somebody to reach out and a friend. So even though I'm an introvert, when I'm in the extroverting space, I almost like take on the responsibility of everybody's emotions in the room of trying to like, and it's why I have such big energy is I almost like overdo it because I want everybody to feel included. So I remember you guys standing, like I came out and I think it was the mental health one that I was like, I really wanted to see that one. And I thought Brody Wellmaker was going to be there, but he didn't, like I know he had a lot going on and stuff and I was so excited, but it was still a good thing. And I came out and I was just like, you guys were standing there. I was like, I'm just going to say hi because you just need a network and you don't know who, you know, I met some people there that I was like, but I met some people
Yeah,
you know?
us too.
Yeah, that was like the biggest eye-opening of like the creator world and actually having like full-time income and people that are doing it. And it was eye-opening of like, it was like little mini Hollywood in some ways. And y'all was there with a baby. Like I got to go solo. So no, I saw you guys and I was like, I'm just going to say hi. Like, what do y'all do? What are you doing? You know, because it was more TikTokers and I was really wanting to get bigger on, and I was wanting to get bigger on Twitch. And so I was like, you just don't know people unless you talk to them or ask what, you know, what's their story and stuff like that. And so, yeah, you guys were good peoples and you're standing on, I was like, oh, you guys are just the sweetest humans. I love this. Yeah.
We were actually probably so vibrant because, right before you came up to us, we had just met like two of our favorite, actually no, like 3 or 4 of our favorite creators. We were just talking to them and like hanging out with them right before you walked up to us. And it's crazy how the universe works because like as we were talking to them a few months later, I just posted a video maybe a month ago of one of the people who was sitting on the panel on that same mental health panel. I believe it was actually, he gave me a photo shoot in New York City. Yeah.
Oh, so that's amazing.
Right? Isn't it crazy how those things work? It's insane. So shout out to Brian, by the way. But
what up, Brian?
We love Brian.
I got you. Man. You don't know me, but what up, Brian? I was in the panel. You did a great job.
Well, you were right. You were there. You saw him. No, but it was cool, man. And I appreciate you for doing that because like you said, we were there with the baby and I don't feel like that I could be as like, because I'm normally that person that you were like, I'm normally that person, but being there with the baby, I was a lot more guarded. I was a lot more like aware of what was going on, which I should be, you know, when I'm by myself, but it's different, you know, like now I'm like in full dad mode because my kid's here, but I'm also still trying to learn something.
Yeah, he was only 6 months at the time.
He was only 6 months, so
yeah, he was still little.
Like,
yes,
born.
Yes,
stage.
and I didn't want him crying during panels. I didn't want him making too much noise, but I also still wanted to be there and to learn stuff. So I was like really trying to guard against that. So I don't think I took full advantage of what we were doing there. So you doing that really does mean a lot, and I really appreciate it because I've made literally some of my greatest friendships like through meeting you and all that. So I don't know if I ever gave you your flowers for it, but I really appreciate you in the community that you've built. You built an amazing community, by the way. So
thank you.
Y'all make sure again. I'll say it again.
Emotional.
Y'all make sure y'all go follow Tia on Twitch, on TikTok, on Instagram. Her videos are hilarious. But I want to jump into a more deeper topic now. Yesterday, something crazy happened to me yesterday. You were there, you saw it. I react to people every day, but no one's ever reacted to me before.
Yeah.
And Tia reacted to one of my videos yesterday. And that was one of the most interesting things. I was like, wow, is this how people feel like when we're reacting to them? Because like I was cheesing the whole time.
He was so nervous.
I was so nervous.
Oh, Alyssa, you were there for, oh God, it
I
was so
sat
funny
there
to
while
like
you-
react to your react.
Did it on what was it, Twitch?
Twitch, yeah, it's Twitch.
And he was like, watch this.
I was like, T's about to react to my video. Check this out. So like, it was so exciting. So first of all, thank you. But the reason why I said I wanted to get deeper, I wanted to kind of talk about the topic that I was, poking fun at. Because, I was poking fun at something, but it is actually very serious. Yeah. So I want to get your take kind of on like the comments you receive, the state of like, because, you're a single woman on the internet. I want to hear kind of like how you're treated and how you feel about it,
Yeah. Oh, I could talk about this for days. And John, like, so for those who don't know, Haha House, HAHAHOWSE. I was like, follow my bestie.
He'll be on soon. I'm gonna get him. Don't worry, y'all.
He's probably over there. Because we met through TikTok. And I've made such like you guys before I even get into that. Like again, like you guys and the friendships that are like surpassed like us being creators or us doing whatever have really like been fulfilling relationships and friendships that I was praying for and needed it in my life. And I don't think I would be able to handle all this stuff without you guys. Like for those that don't know, I started on TikTok, just a small synopsis. I started on TikTok. I got broken up with my first relationship after divorce. I was like, I'm gonna go cry to some strangers on the internet. And I'm also funny. So I got a following on accident and went from like 3,000 or 4,000 people to followers on TikTok to all of a sudden 38,000, like within a span of a few weeks.
Jeez.
And then it kept growing. Yeah. And kept growing. And I wiped my TikTok once because I was like, oh, I had all crying videos. I was like, we need a sad girl. We need to get rid of some of that. And I started over and I was really taking it seriously. But the pressure of not only the comments are kind of whatever, but it was just the combination of everything, of the pressure of everybody wanting your time and your attention, of me being a girl talking about dating, making fun of dating, doing whatever, really, really got to me. And I left. So coming back and doing this again, which I still like, I'm doing more Twitch and everything like that, but I still am pretty open about things going on in my life. And so that's where it's funny of some of the comments. Like I even put up that I had lost my job and that blew up and is at like over 600,000 right now on TikTok, which I haven't had a TikTok take off. Yeah. On Facebook, it's at like, I don't know, 300,000. I haven't had any Facebook reels or whatever go off. So reading through comments on certain things is like, it's like whiplash because as like a single girl, there's either so much love that is creepy or just too much or just complete hate. Like there's like, and everything in between. And so staying grounded with some of those is like, I need my friends to be like, it's almost like I want people to understand like my intention, because being again dating, some people think like every reel's about them. Anything I talk about dating, anything like that. If I make fun of stuff, I'm like, I'm not always making fun of someone I'm talking to. I'm just making fun of like things that happen within dating that could have been like whatever, something that popped up because I think it's hilarious and I'll put it up. Like I put something up on Instagram, a reel of like the thought that popped in my head was a Christmas miracle of like, if I find somebody, it's going to be a Christmas miracle and we're out of miracles and it ain't Christmas. So what do you know? But I had somebody that I had dated send that back to me. It was like, well, somebody sent somebody away. And I'm like, I'm not talking about you.
Oh my God.
Like so sensitive.
So it's stuff like it is. And it's like, it's so hard to balance of like I have to remember like and be okay with my intentions of like, I know my intentions of what I'm putting on and like what I meant, or I'll make a lot of innuendos because some of the stuff is funny, like what you had sent me. And like sometimes people like will then over sexualize me or come at me really over. And I'm like, I'm just making a joke.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Yeah,
guys, like
chill,
let's calm down. So I think because I am so open and I try to genuinely have connections and care and comment and like as much as I can back and give back to the community that is, supporting me. It can still be a lot because I am an introvert, so I can only do it at times. And I've just realized that like you even texted me this morning, you saw like I'm not going to stream today and tomorrow. I usually been streaming while I've lost my job and because that's like some income. But I realized if I need a break, I don't owe anybody anything. I can take a break and it's okay. So yeah, internet is rough. Y'all need to chill. To sit down somewhere.
Well, I was going through her comments and I again, like I said, I was poking fun at it being entertaining, but really I've never received comments like that. Like, and as a man, it's really not, I shouldn't say it's not going to happen, but it's very unlikely for it to happen that way. So it was a very interesting thing for me to be going through your comments and reading some of these. I'm like, yo, people are actually saying this, and actually like people are literally in her comment section just shooting their shot. Like people are going for it.
Some people will be like, you'll know they're joking, but some you're like, you just start to feel uncomfortable because you're like,
dude,
right, you went a little too far.
One made me uncomfortable. One dude was literally like, I'll be in your region. Let's get a cup of coffee. And I'm just like,
yeah, so, like, I don't understand. I don't know how people actually could like sit there and like
press
type
send.
all this stuff. Yeah,
press send. Like, how can you press
comment like all this stuff, and you're like, that didn't go through your mind like let me back off a little bit, let me like chill, maybe send a little like something more funny, like let them know I'm joking. Like you send stuff with like 100% intention, and you're not like, no, you're like, yeah, okay, this is fine. Yeah, okay, I'll press send.
Yeah, they're like him, like or like, I mean, like obviously it's I hate to say it because I do have a lot of male followers, and I'm again, like I have talked a little bit of like, I don't care about like gender of like, I don't think like all men suck, all women suck. I think we're all humans. Humans suck. But unfortunately there is the men that are like, well, I DM'd you like a million times. Okay.
You're
and
like, I saw.
Yo, I felt myself saying that so many times to her comments where I was just like, and? Just like, you saw it. How many times I say, okay?
Like, clearly I saw. Like, there's a reason.
Yeah.
You either deleted, blocked, ignored, like.
Yeah, like just move on. Or then I'll get like super hate. Like I'm probably gonna make it like a reaction on Twitch of like going through some of my comments. We did like, and the DMs are wild, and I get thousands, and I can't even go through them. But it's like they'll get like hate. Well, then that's why you're single. You have all this attention. You can have all the intention in the world or attention, but it's not the right attention.
It's not what you
don't know if you're. Yeah, I'm just trying to like joke around, us all have a good time, joke about dating, and I like, yeah.
So
it could be scary.
Talking about comments though, like I went through your Instagram the other day. I forget who I was telling about because I was trying to talk someone into doing reels, and I was telling them how powerful reels were, and I was going through your Instagram and I was shocked. I like, not saying you can't do it, but I was just like, I couldn't believe the number of videos you had over 1 million views on. I was just looking, I was like, yo, like you're kind of famous without like being like famous. You know what I mean? Like I was like, yo, my friend T is actually like kind of famous. Hold up. Yo, yeah. I was like, hold up. Like I was shocked. Like when I was showing it to them, like it almost proved my point more that I didn't even realize how much, you had done. So I want to know, like, what do you think you did right to make a video? Like if you're telling someone, hey, here's how you get a video with 1 million views tomorrow on Instagram, how do you do it?
That's the thing, is I don't know, because like I have creative friends that are like killing it on TikTok, and my TikToks don't go anywhere anymore. And like, I'm literally doing the same. There is a little difference between, and what I've realized, like as a creator, and kind of like going with the ebbs and flows of what works where and what I want to do. My TikTok has now become more of like I'm a little bit more me of just talking at the camera and maybe a little more raw of what's actually going on in my life. But I mean, I'll do that too on Instagram, but Instagram I feel like is more like I can play it up a little bit more of, a thought and be more of not even say a character because it's still me, but like kind of play up on that persona of, you know, everybody knows I'll like randomly goon like Valley Girl. Like, yes, okay. You know, like I can kind of play with that a little bit more. But honestly, it just took off with no regard. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you. Bless you.
It's allergy season, my bad.
Yes, no. This is real, part. This is real. But like I realized like I'd done it was a reaction on TikTok, and it was a joke. I mean, it was a joke. For those that don't know, I am single, 35. I tend to date younger. And I made a joke, and it was on TikTok, and it was like a stitch on TikTok, and I put it on Instagram, and it just like, that one was the first one to blow up. And then that was like 363 or something like that, 1,000. And then the first one that really took off was, I don't know if you saw the chicken back in Thanksgiving.
Yep.
It was just funny. And I had friends reach out that I hadn't talked to in a while. They're like, yo, I saw you. Yo, you're on Instagram. You got like millions of views. I saw your chicken thing. And I'm like, oh, why is it that one?
Like, oh, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
I didn't make that.
It was me. But it was it was a chicken. And I know it was a chicken. And this is what's funny about comments and people are wild. I know it's a chicken. Okay. I'm a smart lady. But it was around Thanksgiving. And it was like them like pouring oil on it and the baster to the red. They're like, I see red, and like smacking the chicken with like little handcuffs and stuff. And so I just immediately reacted to it, and I was like, man, these turkeys are getting stuffed more than maybe I should call them, and just, you know, cut it off. And that got like up to 8 or to 10 million views. I don't know.
God.
And so yeah, that was the first ones that people were like, keep doing what you're doing. Just keep going. You don't know which videos are going to hit. There's a lot of stuff that hit that I'm like, or don't hit that I was like, I'm funny. That should have gone somewhere.
Definitely.
So, and yeah, so because I have creator friends are like, man, you're killing it on Instagram. Like, and they're like, you know, what is the differences? Because I started on TikTok, but we're all creators. And so you have to look at all the platforms and what works where and then just go with it. So I don't know, but like Instagram has been what has been fueling my whole creator journey now. And I mean, my thing is like, I don't think a platform will always be like the thing. Just keep doing what you're doing and do it everywhere and see what works and see what doesn't and just run with it.
See, so that's actually a conversation we've been back and forth on too lately, is like, how much is too much, you know, and like, how many platforms is too many platforms, how many different accounts is too many accounts, because I'm someone who has like, I manage actively probably 2 or 3 YouTube accounts, but I'm on like 4, you know what I mean? Like I'm on, and I would say even 2 of them I'm really on, and the other 2 I'm not so much, just more her thing. But like
that's where it's different. Is like, is there too much for like you, but like you combine it with us, or is it like you and then me and then us? Like I don't know if it's like they have like a certain amount for you, like they're gonna follow like 2 of your accounts, they'll follow like maybe like 1 or 2 of mine, but then like they'll follow like all of like ours, like podcast, like the reactions, like all this stuff. So you're like, where is there like a limit where they're like, no, like that's too much, like I don't want to follow that anymore.
So my take is, I feel like there is a such thing as oversaturation, but I also feel like if you have the time and energy to put out quality on all these different places, like go for it and put out quality, because people don't follow, when you're small, people don't follow you, they follow the quality you're putting out. So if you could put out consistent quality, I would say go for it. And then, you know, as you build more, you can honestly scale back a little bit on the quality and even up the quantity if people demand it. It's really based on like the type of content you make, though. At the end of the day, like there's no, like, I feel like there's no scale for it. I don't know, but
yeah,
it's that's the other thing, T. Like, I don't know if you have an opinion on this, but I feel like a lot of people say like, here's how you do it. And I would never do this to anybody anymore, because like, I feel like that's so gone. Like that was like an old theory. Like there's no more of a, hey, this is how you blow up, you know? And like, I just feel like no one knows how anymore. Like no one.
And that's what Yeah, it's so fluid, and that's what I love. Like, so for those that don't know, I own my own wedding photography business for 5 years. I would like, it wasn't just like Facebook, like, hey, $50. No, I charged thousands of dollars, and I was published in like Southern Bride and the Knot twice. Not trying to, but I'm gonna go ahead and plug myself. Hey, I was a for real photographer. Yeah. So, because some people hear photographer and they're like, oh, that's a cute hobby. I'm like, no. I was an LLC. I was getting flown out to shoot weddings. Like, I was a wedding photographer. And so I love business and marketing and what's working and what's not. And it's changes so fast with technology and the way that audiences are and all these different apps. And like, you can say, like, do this, do that. There is some things that, obviously, try to be consistent, show up, some stuff like that, but that could be different for everybody.
Exactly. And
that could be posting 2 or 3 times a day. That could be posting once every 2 days, once every 3, like, or once, whatever. It's so fluid, and you don't know what's going to hit. But what I have noticed and what I feel in just my soul, I don't know why I have to get it all preachy with it, but like,
she's going to the soul. Let's go.
Hey, we're gonna take you to church today. Is the people that are genuine, I feel like, are what stick around. The creators and the people that I just believe that have good intentions, and not that everybody does everything perfectly, but the people that are really trying to be genuine in what they're doing are the ones that last. And now I really feel like, because we have so many content creators, we have so many people of whatever, the people that aren't caring and kind and just like good humans get sniffed out eventually.
Yep, sure do. This ain't Hollywood.
And this is not Hollywood. So that's my biggest thing, is like, whatever you're loving to do, like, you don't know when things are going to take off or whatever. Cause like, for the longest time, TikTok was my biggest one. Like, now I'm up to 46,000, but I'm at 101K on Instagram, and that went.
Wait, when did that happen? I didn't even notice that. What the heck? Congratulations, dude. Oh my goodness. That's awesome.
Thank you. I know, because people were like, oh my God, shoot, I'm sad. And I felt like, for me, is like, I feel so, because the numbers, not that they do matter, and they do matter, obviously, like with brands and everything like that. And like, now you have to start, like, once you start getting into that, you're like, okay, now I have to think about engagement rate, how many followers and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you could lose that in a second. So just make sure what you're doing is like consistent and everything like that. But I felt dumb to, I didn't want to be like, make a post of like, oh my gosh, thank you guys for 100,000. Thank you. I've been waiting my whole life for this. You could have did a story. You could have did a story. I could have.
Doing a story. I just hit 500 yesterday, and I was posting, y'all.
Hey.
Thank you.
Yeah, because it's fun to celebrate, and when we see each other, like, we're like, it's different now. I'm like, oh, I'm cheering my friends on, because it's not just like that you guys are creators or whatever. Like, y'all are legit friends. Yeah. I've, like, Julie and I have talked about this, and Jat and I have talked about this, and John, like, y'all are going to be in my life if I leave.
Yep.
If y'all leave or whatever, like, you guys are just genuinely good humans. So it's fun to watch, like, you guys like grow and get excited for you guys. And, people are doing it for me too. But sometimes I'm like, even though I'm a big personality, it's, again, like, I feel like a responsibility to make everybody feel comfortable, but I also don't like being the center of attention, which people be like, psh.
That was her. So we had a debate. It's
one of those things where it's like, I don't know, it's different. Like, when you feel it, you're like, okay, but like other people, like, you want to give it like so much more like joy and attention and like,
yes,
like, all that. But like, for you, you're like, okay, stop.
So I don't know if you heard it, but a few episodes, me and her had a debate on like which of my friends were introverts and extroverts. And I was going through the list, and I actually got one wrong. I got John wrong. I thought John was an introvert, but he's actually extrovert, because I asked him, he told me he's actually extrovert. But I talked to her, and she was like, Tia? And I said, oh, Tia is an introvert. And she was like, no. I was like, yeah, Tia's an introvert.
It throws me off because, like, I don't know, like, I couldn't put myself in your guys' shoes with doing what you do. Like, being an introvert, I'm like, no, like I don't want that. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be there. But I'm like, they all like stream and have like that like energy and like all these viewers and all this stuff that I'm like, no, like I could never do that. So like me being an introvert, like no, like they could be extroverts. And he was like, yeah, nope. And I was like, wait, what?
And it is why even me, like I was like, okay, I'm taking a break from streaming today and tomorrow. I mean, some of it is like I'm struggling right now. I mean, like I have, with this trying to find a job, but it's also like it drains me because as an introvert, that's what people don't understand. It's like, and I've explained because people are like, oh no, you're an ambivert or you're an extrovert. I said, no, I am not. You see me in that extrovert mode is because like, I had to preemptively be like, okay, I know I'm going to do this. But streaming drains me because not only am I playing video, but I'm paying attention to comments. I'm aware of trying to make everybody feel comfortable and chat and be playing and make it whatever. So that tanks me. And it's a lot. Like, and John lives with me because he moved up from Cali, and so he's like, even like, no, y'all don't understand. She will go to I go to my room and I listen to music by myself for like 3 or 4 hours because I have to do that to recoup. Because you're just like, I can't talk to another freaking human, or I'm going to like hurt somebody. Like, get away from me.
For how long? Sorry, for how long you stream?
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, all right, don't talk to me for a week. Like,
we barely can do an hour stream.
Yes.
She's like,
all right, I'm done. Like,
food,
Twitch, I feel
get
like
me
there's
food and
so
I'm
much
gone.
people stream for like hours, and like, I don't know. Like, I would like have to like hibernate almost. Like, you'll see me for like 3-4 hours, and you won't see me for a week, and then like that week will be like me, like, okay, another 3-4 hours. Yeah, nope.
I know, and some people don't get it, and so they'll be texting me, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. I just used up all the peopling I technically could have done for a month, and now I got to do it again tomorrow. Do not talk to me.
Yeah.
I've had enough.
I'll reach out when I can. I'll do what I can. And it's hard because like I love it so much, and I really just love to bring joy because I know that there's so much sadness. Like that's the part too about like video games, and we were talking before the podcast of like people like down like oh, you're just playing video games, blah blah. I'm like, there's so much joy to be had with community, loving something, video games being nerdy and all that stuff. Like and I love being a part of that and giving that to the world because there's so much sadness and so much hurt. But like I can't do that all the time.
No, facts, dude. It's hard, man.
And that's what Oliver was saying about how like Twitch is basically like for almost a lot of introverts because like you can control all that stuff, and like you control the chat and you control what you do, and like you're there to kind of like almost like do what you can, and then like you control like when like how you do it, like when you stream and when you want to like be with people and like I don't know.
It is easier that way.
Watching the video of like you reaction and just your editing, I was like, Julian, you are good at what you do, man. You're good.
Like the timelines, and I'm like,
I was just gonna say, T, I'll send you the timeline of this one when it's done. This is probably going to be the hardest edit of a podcast I've ever done, simply because I'm looking at all the different video and audio tracks I'm about to have. I'm literally gonna be like. But it's gonna be fun. I love the challenge. The challenge is fun, that's the creative side of me. That's actually why I've talked about film school a little bit with Alyssa, because I'm like, I love the challenge of this thing. Like maybe I should go and try to be a director and try, because like content creation, I'm just gonna be 100% real. Like content creation for me has been fun and good, but it's not going anywhere, and that's the hard part for me right now is like I love this thing and I'm doing it. I'm giving it my all, and I'm making these like, in my opinion, high production vlogs that like the average person will just cut clips together and make a vlog. Like, and again, nothing wrong with that. That's how you make it. But like, I've been trying to put more and do extra, and it's just not going anywhere. And then like we've been doing reactions for like 4 years. That's not really going anywhere at this point. It's kind of gotten a little stagnant. So it's just like, I need something, because like the way I'm living my life right now is just not enough, I guess. So like I'm just trying to find like what's next, like what direction do I go in, because like for the longest time I only seen myself doing YouTube, and like I don't know, it's just been really, we had a conversation about this the other day, but like I feel like it's just been really weird for me to find my place now that like YouTube honestly might not work out, you know what I mean? And that's like the place where I'm trying to bring my mind to is like, okay, this might not actually work out for me. Like what is for me? What is my thing? You know what I mean? At that happens. It's been a little weird.
Yeah, it's hard. It's funny because like I feel like mine is the opposite. If I didn't have the stressors and I felt like I just had the time to sit down and edit and do videos, but I would. And people are like, oh, you're unemployed, you got the time. I'm like, yeah, but I also have the stressors. Like, I need to put that time into finding a job. I still have the kids and stuff like that. And then it's hard too because so with my ADHD, it's not necessarily my attention to detail. I have a great attention to detail. I don't like things taking a long time to learn them. And being a wedding photographer, like I spent years, like I can get things done quickly because I have so much experience of like from how I'm shooting the photo, how I'm editing, like it is streamlined. And there's something that like, they're really well-known photographers in the wedding photography world called Amy and Jordan, Demos. I don't know how, they're amazing. And they talked about like, you know, within, and this goes with content creation too, of like, people are like, oh, if it took you like 15 minutes, so it wasn't that hard. They're like, no, we've created the recipe just like Chick-fil-A does. You get that still quality, but there's been so much experience to get that done in a small amount of time. And that's what's frustrating for me with video is like, it will take me, it's like teaching a newborn how to edit a video. It's going to take a while.
Right.
Yeah.
The experience isn't there.
I've been editing videos since 2013 and I'm self-taught. So it's like the way I learned how to edit is by fixing problems I had. So like I never traditionally went to a school. I never really followed a curriculum. I did take an editing class when I was in college, but by the time I got to that editing class, the guy was like, why are you here? You don't need to take this course. Because I thought it was an advanced editing. It was a basic editing, like an intro to editing. And I'm like, I already know this stuff. You know what I mean? So it's more of a case now where like I've learned to create YouTube content because the only issues I've had have come up through creating YouTube content. Like, how do I make this audio work here? How do I put in a sound effect here? Okay, you drop that there. You know what I mean? So like even like the video effects that I've used like is all through like, oh, this guy did that looked really cool, let me try to recreate that. So that's about 10 years now almost of me recreating something that I saw that's come into now me being able to, you know, edit a podcast or edit a vlog, edit YouTube shorts, like things like that. But it's all just accumulated over time. And I don't know, like even like, you know, for teaching someone like you, like Jat was just hitting me up about montage and I'm like, dude, like, I don't know if I could specifically teach editing because like, I've never gone through and learned editing the proper way, I guess. You know what I mean? I've just been doing it. And, you know, YouTube's been showing me like one thing at a time. Like, how do I find this in this software? Like, cause I just switched. I was using Premiere and then I switched over to DaVinci Resolve. So it's just like, now I'm like redoing that process. Like I know what I'm looking for, but I need to like type it into YouTube properly to get what I'm looking for basically.
Yeah.
It's just,
yeah, and that's where my ADHD, I'm like, it's taking too much time. If it takes more than 2 seconds, I don't want to do it.
Well, and that's the thing. So like, that's really what it is. Like, I just had the patience to really go in and say, all right, I want to learn how to do this today. And it wasn't patience, I don't think, because I don't think I would have had the patience. I think it was just an idea of like, all right, I want to make this specific YouTube video. So I was like, what's this? And then by the time I saw how much work it would be and how long it would take, I was already so far deep. I loved what I was doing. So it just didn't matter anymore. You know what I mean? And I think that was the problem. I just went nose deep and I didn't realize what I was getting into at the time. Because I actually tried DJing first and that did not work out at all. I was so bad, dude. I was doing virtual DJ on a laptop. Yeah, I was doing virtual DJ on a laptop, dude. That was so bad. I was like, no, why am I here? What am I doing, though? No.
Yeah, which I love the creative part of it. And so it's like it is going to be something that I want to do, is getting more into like video editing and everything like that, because I have ideas of what to turn, because I have so much content, especially from Twitch. Like I have hours and hours of content that I'm like, ooh, that would be fun to do, like this and that. It's just also balancing my life and that and you know what direction to take, and whether, you know, YouTube, because like YouTube isn't the biggest thing for me, is like I can pick up my camera and just you know, it's more my personality that comes through rather than like my editing. And so, and I can do that quickly within 2 seconds, you know, for an Instagram reel or a TikTok reel, and I can pump that stuff out. So, and that's just fitting well with balancing my whole life right now, because editing takes a lot. People do not realize how much. And even with Instagram and TikTok or any of it, I don't think people understand like how much goes into behind the scenes. Like Alyssa had said that too before the podcast, of like how much it is in this world. And those of us that are in it get it and can see it with other people and be like, yeah, or you can watch a video and be like, oh, I know that took a little while.
And you appreciate it so much more though. Like when you, like, that's my thing. Like, so that's what I love about reacting to YouTubers. Like I see something and I'm like, wow. Like yesterday I was watching a video and the guy blew up a Tesla. His name's Eric. He blew up a Tesla. I mean, you know, it hurt my feelings because that's my baby and he just blew it up. But
yeah,
he literally blew it up behind him as he was walking away. And I'm like, to not go to jail, you need permits. You got to buy the Tesla. You got to register the Tesla to drive it. And it was just like so much. And I'm thinking like, how much did he put into like making this little 10-second clip? Because it wasn't no more than 10 seconds. But how much went into making that 10 seconds? And honestly, that there's something to be said about that with today's videos. Like if you're willing to do that to make a video, like there's something to be said about the, you know, end product and people actually, you know, noticing these things and how far it go. Because now that's a viral clip, by the way, on the internet of him just blowing up this Tesla too. You know what I
was
mean?
about to say, if it got like 1,033 views, I'd be pissed. After all that work, you'd be like,
yeah, no,
I just blew up a Tesla.
Well, he also has 10 million subscribers, so like none of his videos are at this point going to flop. I don't think he's built like an amazing following. So that's also the other thing too, is when you build that following, you could do crazier things because you're a business now. So like everything, it's not like Hollywood where like people have to get these big contracts. You know what I mean? Most of the money you make, like you make Hollywood money to make regular videos. Most of the money you make just goes into making better videos. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Keep your overhead low.
And people, and people don't realize, like, it's funny because like, and not that like we're all celebrities or anything like that, but you hear of people be like, oh, you're an overnight success, or you see that, and then you hear their stories of like, no, I was doing this for years, and just the right moment came. And it's like people don't understand like how much of a grind, especially Twitch. Good Lord.
Yeah, Twitch is a grind. I know Twitch, you're going for partner right now, and
grind. I want partners so bad. Oh my gosh, y'all, help me I want to be a full-time streamer, man. I'm fun.
Y'all go follow Tia, man. Go follow Tia. So you know what I did last night? Everyone's gonna probably laugh after they hear this because you're one of the ones who probably clicked. You watching? I know you did. But I did a funny thing where I was like, you know how you had the mention thing or like the notification that pops up on people's phone when they, you know, when you go live. So for that, I put Ninja has gifted you a subscription to Julian Fallon, and like 13 people jumped in, and like I averaged probably like, you know, 5 to 6 when I play Fortnite, but like 13 people jumped in when I put that because they're like, wait, Ninja gifted me a membership. Hold up. Julian had Ninja in his stream. Hold up. Let me pull up.
Where's my pen? I'm about to write this down. Yo, next time I stream.
Do it. It's so funny. Like it's just funny because, you know, like y'all only here to be nosy because it went right back down to normal 5 that it normally is. But like
they were like, I don't like you anymore.
Yeah, nah, they're like, we just thought you had Ninja here. That's what I came for, but I'm out.
Yeah, there's one person that comes in, and they've been in a little bit. I don't really know them as a follower or anything like that. But I was like, Ninja Killer. I was like, are you like a cousin? What's happening? You know Ninja? You know Ninja? You want to hook me up with Ninja?
Yo,
this Ninja got peoples. Let me network.
Yo, facts. His clips are crazy too. Like he's all over. I was just sending Jad a clip. I was like, yo, this dude is insane, bro. Like he's like, but like people don't get that. That goes back to the whole gaming thing. Like gaming can be a career. There's multiple avenues in the career too. It's so insane, dude. Don't even get me started on the rant.
It's so fun. Oh, and that's what is so. John will tell me like because here's the one thing about me, and it's some of it is my ADHD impulsiveness. And then also like, I do not care who you are, what your following is, what titles you have behind your name, how you are as a human is what matters. But with that being said, like somebody had tagged like Khloe Kardashian in one of my like videos, and I was like, they had a blue check, and I went and looked. I was like, oh, he's a makeup artist. He has a blue check. He probably really know Khloe. I was like, hey, so that's why I made a video. Hey, Khloe, you need a long lost sister. You're my favorite. Don't tell the other sister. You got 20? Can I borrow 20? Hey, what you got going on over that? Like, and because it's funny, and I don't care who you are. Like, I will go up to anybody, and that is like that. Because you just never know,
exactly,
like networking wise. And it's not to be like that. You're like, I'm not fame hungry. I don't care. I would rather, honestly, nobody know who I am, but my work, like this is my work and like my personality. I would rather that be what is my career and makes money. But unfortunately, with this world, it's going to be hand in hand. And some people, I've had to get over that. Some people are like, oh, you just be an influencer. And I'm like, I don't like the word influencer. Like, I'm not trying to influence anybody. I'm trying to bring joy. It's that stuff. But I'll tag anybody. So I will. I'll put Ninja. Ninja says, sup, come hang out.
What's up, Ninja? Yo, I'll tell you, put it in
What's
there,
up,
see what
Ninja?
happens. So I don't know. I don't know what you said. I think that being an influencer it's hard because to spread joy, I feel like you do have to be somewhat of an influence. You know what I mean? So like, I get where they're like, oh, you should be an influencer. I just feel like the way that the influencer title is going today, no one wants to be known as. It's like back in 2016, no one wanted to be known as a YouTuber. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I think that's where it's headed. I will say though, people are building legit businesses like off of this thing. So I 100% say go for it. I applaud people who are building businesses. And in fact, you actually work with a big business I wanted to get into with you. You work with a big business on content creation. So I want to talk about your experience and how you do on Uncut's YouTube channel.
Yes.
Being on there, like when I saw you on there the first time, I was like, yo, this is insane, dude. So like, can you speak to that? Like, first of all, how you got there, like,
Yes.
how that all came
Oh my
together.
gosh, I love the cut. It was funny because we're friends, like we're legit friends, and like I'd put it up. You didn't even know, like some people knew or whatever, and I'd like put it up in I think it was like just the behind the scene video of John and I, the first one that we had done, and the producers were amazing. They knew like we did like some stuff. So one of the girls like texted me. She was like, I took pictures of like you and John, like behind the scenes. I put them. You were like, you're gonna be on the cut. What happened? You're like, you didn't tell me.
I lost my. I was like, how did that happen? That's so awesome, dude.
So one of my friends was like, you need to, because obviously there is the name of the game. Every exposure is good exposure, and it's a fun thing or whatever. But someone who's like, the cut has their studios in Seattle. I was like, no, it's not. Is it? I was like, they're like, yeah, you can just like apply. So we were applying, and then the one that came up was, it was funny because it was friends with benefits, or like they were looking for platonic friends and friends with benefits. And John and I, spoiler alert, just platonic. Okay, let's all calm down. But everybody would always say that they're like, nah, y'all are dating or something. And we're like, no. So we're like, they were looking for those. We're like, this would be perfect. So we applied for it, and the producer got a hold of me. I was like, oh my gosh, John, like it was going to be like in a couple days. And they're like, well, we'll have you, like, you're going to be one of the stand like backup. I was like, okay, like what situation? And then that morning they're like, can you, or maybe it was like the night before, it was like the night before, they're like, hey, we had a couple back out, we'll definitely be having you guys. And we're like, we'll be there. And so we went and did that first one and did the lineup, and it was amazing. And then applied to be on other ones, and like the Keep It 100, we both have filmed I think a couple of those. And then they had the button one that just came out.
I haven't seen it yet. No spoilers. I want to react to it on Twitch. So no spoilers.
Oh, let me know when you do, because I want to show up and just watch.
All right,
like, hey. And I have tea on that one too. I got some tea on that one. Not that it's not crazy tea, but it's just funny the way that works. But I was like, I love how they just get everybody from all backgrounds, and it's just funny the stuff that they come up with. And it was kind of crazy the first day that we went and did the lineup one. I was like, this is like a major production. And then you walk in, it's not that you lose disillusionment from like any of the stuff that you see that looks like big productions, because they are a big production, but walked in and you're like, man, it's just smaller than I thought, like how they can make things look huge,
yes.
and like
It's the
like
white.
you're on a big camera.
It's the
Mhm.
white.
It's the white. It's that white background.
Yeah. I'm like, I looked
Yes.
at it, and you know what? Like everyone who makes that style videos now is using that same white background. I'm like, it looks like it just goes on forever on camera for some reason. Didn't I just tell you that?
It does. Like
It's really
Jubilee.
important.
Jubilee was after the cut, wasn't it? Or
I think so.
was the cut?
I thought the
Yeah.
cut was first. I thought that the cut was first, but a lot of people now, that style of video is doing so well that like
Mm-hmm.
I applied to be on one of those like style things. It's all the way out in LA, so like we'll see. But like I applied because like that style of video, not even so much for the clout. Like I could care less about the clout. Like they can have me out there and not even mention where I am, where I'm from.
They just
I
look so
just
fun.
Yeah, they don't.
I'm about to say, I just want to be, I
Yes.
just want to have fun, man. Like, I just want to be out there, meet
Yes.
people, and have a great time. It looks like it would be an awesome thing to do. In fact, I've even wanted to make them. Like, I could see myself being in a producer hat and like really like making these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it is so much fun. And that's what's crazy is like most people don't know, like they don't promote, they don't care. They're not going to promote me or any of, like my small content creation compared to their big like YouTube stuff. But I was like, nah, I will go and comment. Like the button one, people were leaving nice comments. They're like, oh, bring Tia back. And I'm like, hands emojis. Yes, bring
Please.
TT back. Like, but it is just a fun experience. And I mean, I'm praying that like I've applied to be on Netflix. The Circle. I've applied twice. I don't know if y'all ever see this. Not only do I want to be on it, I want to win that. I feel like I could win that 100,000. And as a single mom that just lost her job, dear God, Netflix, help me.
Let's go, Netflix.
Let's go.
Netflix, do it. Do the thing, Netflix.
Let's do it.
Do the thing.
Yeah. Do the thing, because that's like it being in with once you get in that space, like that does open up doors. And like I do think, like obviously being on the cut, I'm just hoping that does open up doors for other things. And it's not just to, like, again, not to be famous or any of that. Like one of my friends actually just asked me last night, she was like, would you ever go on like Love is Blind, because we were talking about the whole stuff, and I was like, not unless they wanted me to. I don't want to be in the relationship dating, because then you get like pigeonholed. I'm like, no, but like just to be on something to be fun for my personality. I was like, because I'm not dumb, I got a good personality. Okay, I was not always cute. I created this first. I'm funny. You can't tell me I'm not funny and fun.
That's awesome.
But like it'd be so just to open up doors to do fun and cool things that sometimes you wouldn't get to do if you didn't have like following or whatever like that. Like it's just amazing.
It's funny because I feel like we've talked about this in the past, like just playing Fortnite, because a lot of times when we all stream together, we have like really cool conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about this. If I was single, I would do speed dating. 100% I would.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like my like
Really?
introvert.
I'm sorry, what?
Because like I always think of like
You
me
caught that, right?
as, like my introverted side is like no.
Yeah, I think so. It's funny because like it's my impulsive nature and that ADHD, and because there was like after the fact, like when we left the cut, I was like, what did we just there was a few things that didn't make it. Thank you, Jesus. And then I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I wish I wasn't so impulsive, because I'll just like jump and then I'm like, woo, that was a bad idea. In a lot of things in life. But yeah, it's hard to it's a weird mix of balancing like introversion. I think because I'm used to being the loudest in the room, and not by that I mean to, that I'm like, I'm so used to being awkward that it doesn't, I'm uncomfortable all the time. So what else? Like put me in a weird, like I don't care. I'll say anything because I'm used to feeling uncomfortably awkward around humans and feeling like I don't fit, that I can go in any scenarios. Netflix, hey, what you got going on? Like help me out.
Dude, I envy that about you though, because I feel like I do have the confidence to do it, but I just feel like I get so excited about it that it like my words don't come out right. Like I start twisting my words. I say things that I don't actually mean, and I just get like I get so wrapped up in what I'm doing that I just like lose me for a minute. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like so like into it. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And I'm just like, whoa, what? Because I went on a few years ago. I went on this YouTube channel for like a football video. I got injured. It didn't go well. But, they were up there and they were like, talk spicy. Like when you're in there, talk spicy. And I was in there and I was like, spicy as in like you like get aggressive, like, you know what I mean, like act like you.
Okay, I was like, what are we talking about spicy?
Talk.
Like,
yeah,
what?
No,
Oh, trash
so
talk.
I was trash talking, and then it was just like, dude, like I was just saying these things, and you know, I did think it was true. Like I felt completely like I was going to win and all that, and you know, I got hurt. I was out of shape. I didn't treat my body right beforehand, which is fine, you know, but it just was. I felt like it wasn't me anymore. Like I took on a whole different character at that point. You know what I mean? So I want to do better at like making sure that like, because even I'm guilty of this one. Like I get like a ton of viewers who pop in stream, like raids and stuff. Like I want to make sure that 0 to 100,000, 1,000, like I am still who I am, and I'm not overly excited. You know what I mean? And I feel like that.
How do you do that to stay grounded? How, like, what do you do to, because I do think that, and you can notice that because nobody was meant for fame. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously what we're doing on the internet, on the worldwide, it's hard to like balance. Like even like if you go and read all the comments and take them to heart, and then you start changing what you want to please people. Like, what do you guys do to stay true to who you are?
I think my faith is a big part of that, because it doesn't matter how many followers I have. Like I know that I will never have more followers than Christ himself. So like, you know,
yeah. Ooh, he had 12. I don't know. You might be beating the 12. No, I'm just kidding.
It started with 12. See, that's why, you know, we appreciate the 12 we have now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's how
Serve that 12 well.
But no, for real though, like I just know that like at the end of the day, I was made in his image. I'm a human and I'm not above anyone else. You know, there's people who do some of the like most awfulest things in the world, who are accused of some of the most awful things. I'm still not above them. They might be an awful person, but I'm still not, you know, like a better human than that. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, we're all human. We all make mistakes. And I feel like no matter what, I got to just watch myself and make sure that I'm being the best human possible to myself and everyone around me, I guess. Mm-hmm. How about you?
Yeah, love that.
I don't know. I feel like I don't really like do that much, if that makes sense. So like there's people who are like obviously like way bigger than me, like way bigger than us, that like I do like reactions, we do the podcast. I'm not really on my channel probably as much as I should be. So I feel like the little things that I do, like no one really like, I don't want to say no one notices, but it's not like as big of a deal. So like, I don't know. It really doesn't like hit me that like.
So, I hear you. I want to know, like, what do you think will happen, like, when it does get there? You know what I mean?
See, me being me, I'll have to get there to let you know.
She's like, come back. We're going to make another podcast on that one.
Full circle this.
Because there's a honestly, T's famous. There's a good chance that this podcast blows up because we have T on here. So I just want you to know that, like, T's a famous guest. So
it's what's so weird. And that's the thing that's so weird to me too, is like, it's like I've been recognized in public.
Really?
And yeah, it's happened a couple times. One was like after the fact, and they left a TikTok comment. They're like, I saw you at this place, at this restaurant. Looks like you were on the date. I was across the bar from you. And I was like, good. No, don't watch me date. It's a shit show. Okay. This is not good. Don't watch it in public.
But I feel like that's weird because like a lot of people are like, yeah, if you see me, like come up to me. I feel like I'd rather have people like come up to me than like,
me too, 100%.
This like not behind the scenes, but like comment later, being like, "I saw you," because you're like, "Whoa, that's weird. Like that's creepy."
It's happened multiple times. When I was flying out to Playlist, I was wearing. This is why it was like I put up just a random TikTok, but I was wearing a Luke's, like from Gilmore Girls, like whatever, Luke's Diner and stuff like that. And I was flying out, and I just put up like a TikTok, had nothing to do with dating, had nothing to do with anything. And somebody was like, "Yeah, I hope you find your Luke to your Lorelai," and I was like, "That's very specific."
See, like that's
very specific.
Like you can't do
creepy.
that. That makes you like so uncomfortable later.
No,
and, like, the more you go out, you'll be like,
yes. Yeah, I would rather people come up to me, and that's the thing is like, don't idolize me. I don't want to be idolized.
Right.
But that is the thing too, is like my faith really like, and it's a hard balance because like I say some big words and I make, some funny jokes that may not, but I feel like I always want to stay who I am because this can come and go. This can literally be gone to. We've seen people, that have just like fallen from, whatever. It's like, don't ever. I never want to think that I'm too big for my britches or I'm too great, because there's always people that are doing way better at me than content, way better at videos, way better at Twitch, way better at whatever. I always just want to try to be as genuine as I can and show up as me and be like, I don't have it all together. I don't have my life all together, but let's all figure it out together.
Yes, 100%, 100%. So with that being said, what is next for you, Miss Tia So Fierce?
Oh man. I think what is next for me is really, Twitch is the biggest thing. And I always thought like content was going to be the biggest thing for me, and it still will be. I still will be making content, but what's been fun about a lot of this is people are my followers, my community and my followers really have followed me from everywhere. Like people have followed me to like the fact that like, for those that don't know, and this is not to like clout me. I really feel like it's God been moving, but like I had 400 followers in November on Twitch. We're at what, April? I have 2.5K.
Oh my God.
People that aren't on Twitch, that don't know how hard it is to grow. That's like going from like 0 to like 500,000 on like TikTok, like that. Like it is hard to grow on Twitch. So my thing is just trying to serve my community well, and then, still do that, and just praying that doors open, and Twitch partner and streaming that people can come and hang out, and when they need some uplifting, there's a lot of people that come and hang out, like Mama Panda, shout out to them, Care Bear, all them that
Care
they're
Bear
like,
the
man,
goat.
Care Bear the goat.
Care Bear the goat.
That
man.
are like, yeah. And some that I know, like they're real friends, and I know but from being followers, I know their personal stories that they're like, I really needed to just come and sit and hang out with some people. Thank you for being here. And it's like, that's what I'm doing it for. So that is the reasoning. It's not to have a bunch of men try to tell me I'm pretty. I don't care. But like those that are having a hard time, that, nobody knows what's going on in people's lives. And so it's, there's some people, and I've dealt with really severe depression and stuff like that. And you don't know if that was going to be their last night, that they didn't want, that you don't know what's going on in people's lives. And so to create a place to just remember that there's joy and laughter, even in the midst of the valley, like that's what is next for me.
Oh, that's powerful right there, T. Oh, I got goosebumps. Hold on. She preaching. Wow. Well, I guess that brings us to our question of the week. Do you want to tell them what the question of the week is?
Yeah. So the question this week is kind of what we had talked about, like in midst of this episode. How do you react? What are we looking for? Like deal with
hate comments.
The hate that you get on
the internet. Yeah. I guess I'll start. He been working on me. Let me tell you something. Cause like,
oh, me too.
I used to be that guy that would like get into like a whole back and forth, and like, cause I feel like there's people who just, and like, I don't know, they just keep coming back. Like they'll say something and just keep coming back, keep saying the same thing. And it's just like, or keep trying to find flaws with your stuff, and it's just like, dude, like, you're lucky I'm not who I used to be, because I was about to tell you off.
Lucky Jesus is changing me.
Yeah, like I'm getting better, man.
I always wondered like how they feel, just like keep coming at the same people, keep commenting, keep like roasting.
Like just stop watching me.
What? Like,
just stop watching me. Like, and sometimes I want to say that.
Like anyone at that point, like especially you, like pressing send. Like that's another thing. Like you really press send on that. Like I want to know like what actually goes through their heads.
Like if you're that miserable that you have to keep coming back to tell me how trash I am at making
To pick yourself
videos,
back up, like that's so bad.
yeah, like I feel bad for you because I'm not gonna stop making videos because whatever your name is thinks I should just stop making videos. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just not me. But no, I used to really be that guy, like real snappy. I used to clap back at everybody, but I've gotten really better at it because one of my other good friends, he always says protect your energy. You know, like always protect your energy online and you know, walk away from these things. Like you could just shut the phone off and look away. So like I'm getting better at just shutting the phone off and looking away. I don't even delete anything anymore. Because I thought about that like as a way of like helping me protect it. But like honestly, if I see it there, after you look at it for a day, like you'll get over it. You know what I mean? Like if you see it in the moment, you get really pissed off, shut the phone, look away, look back. All right, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't change anything about who you are, the videos you make. So just let it rock.
Yeah.
I feel like I was a really big like delete it. Like I don't want to see it. Like not that I was like that and I like clap back at people. But I feel like me personally, that's not what I wanted to see every time I like went back to the video, like all the comments and like, because obviously like it's like people say like there could be like a million good ones, but like you're still gonna see like that one bad one. So like I wouldn't want to see that. So like I'd want to just like keep the good ones coming, like have everyone see the good ones. Like no one wants to see like the one bad one that everyone posted because everyone's like, oh, they didn't deserve that. Like you have those people. I don't think I delete as much anymore, but I definitely like you'll look at it, but I feel like I want to like skip over it or like I'll make a joke about it or like I don't know, like you go on like a little like rant almost about it just to like get it out, and then like you said, you're just kind of like okay, like I'm over it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I know somebody had told me, and this has just stuck with me, of how somebody responds speaks to a deeper issue in them. So people that comment on mine, because for and I didn't say this earlier, but it was before I was even like as big, but I had a genuine like cry on TikTok. It wasn't like a full on cry, but I was just like frustrated of whatever. And somebody so it was a sadder video being really raw and open, and somebody commented on it and they were like, nobody would care if you unalived yourself. And I was like, wow. Yeah, I've gotten a ton of comments of like some hateful people, but they're wild. They're just they type it.
Saying that's why I'm like, dude, like genuinely want to know what goes through people's head when they hit send on something.
And I'm not laughing at the comment. Crazy. I'm laughing at the gall to comment something like that. Like what? Yes.
And so for me, like especially like I did put up a video of losing my job, and it's funny how different the comments are on different platforms.
Yes.
And Facebook, boomers, good God, I don't know who hurt you, but it wasn't me. Okay, like calm yourself.
Boomers are rough, man. Like boomers are actually like, yo, whew.
Y'all needed therapy and your parents needed therapy, and I am so sorry that happened to you, but I did not do that to you. Okay, let's calm down. I didn't cause it, but for me it's like how I handle them now, because I do try to there's some that I just can't keep up on, and like Facebook honestly has been like that back burner. It's not a moneymaker for me. It's not a good community for me most of the time. And so, but obviously my content gets pushed out everywhere. If like Instagram, it'll go automatically to Facebook. So I have gone back and like, I tried to read some, and I was like, on that one, I was getting so much hateful comments that I was like, okay, this is just not healthy. I'm not going to delete anything on those because there's a million. But like on Instagram, if it's like wild or uncomfortable because it's creepy, I'll delete it. But every once in a while, and John and I have talked about this, about hateful comments. I was like, so since how you respond speaks to a deeper issue in you, if I do respond, a lot of times I still try to keep it light, but it might be a joke of whatever. Like, I don't know who peed in your Cheerios, but it wasn't me. I hope you have a good day. Thank you, baby. Like,
Kick rocks and flip flops.
You know, yes, because you don't pay my bills. You're not a friend of mine. Like, and that is the biggest thing, is like anything I could tell any creator, make sure you have good, fulfilling friendships in your life. Because I can go and like, I know you guys know me. You know my intention. Jat and John and everybody, you guys know me. So that your opinions matter so much more than some rando stranger in Uganda that got a phone and wanted to comment.
Dude, exactly. I was actually watching a podcast it's more like a talk show, but like I was watching this girl, she got on and she was like talking about some of her comments. Like people just go with the basic, like, you're ugly. And it's just like, what do you get out of commenting that? Like, how, like, what?
Those ones don't bother me as much as when some like really craft it. I'm like, dang. Yeah. Although some have cracked me up, because there's something about, and this happens to everybody, and I don't know if it's just girls too, but like when they pick apart appearance, I get big forehead all the time. Like one was like, this is gonna be terrible, but one was like, imagine her trying to give you sloppy but the forehead gets in the way. I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. If you're funny, sometimes I'm like, listen, if you're gonna roast me, be funny and I'll leave it. You suck, but that's all right.
You suck, but that's
game respects game. That's funny. I'll leave it.
I need a reading mean comments thing for, how they used to do the show where the people be in front of the bricks,
like the Twitter ones, or like
Ray J had like the funniest one. Like it was just like they would look up and like, yo, you got to do something like that, yo.
I do. I'm going to start doing a lot more reactions, especially to my comments. I think people are like been very interested to see what I deal with. Like my followers are like, I don't know if they go through and read everything, but they're like, they want to see my reactions to that stuff because it's crazy.
I think that was the interesting part for me too. Like reacting to your video, or you reacting to my video, was like everyone was just like, dang, I wish I commented something now. And it was like, do you? Yeah, so like that was the thing I was thinking in my head. I was like, you don't really want that, because I'm like talking about people who tease, not really a fan. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they were joking, but like, I just don't think that they like a lot of times people don't understand like the seriousness of like, because again, I'm poking fun at it, but this is a very serious situation. You know what I mean? Like, she's uncomfortable and I'm just reading it, and yeah, I'm making fun of these people. But like, I'm really using the joke to like try to teach a message, a bigger point. You know what I mean? There's a bigger point in there.
Yeah, like I have to be very careful. I have blocked so many. There's people that I would worry are borderline stalkers. Oh like, God, it's not funny. Yeah, and it's like sometimes it's people just don't understand the line. If you don't understand the line, just don't even step up to the line. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Stop messing with the line.
100%, dude. Well, I think this was an interesting talk. We got a lot of insight into T's life, and y'all, please make sure you go follow T, man. T is one of the most awesome people on the internet right now. Like, we need a million T's spread all over every single platform. So please, all her links will be down below. Make sure you go follow her. Do you have anything you want to say?
I think that's it.
T, can you give us some words of encouragement before we head out?
Keep it pushing. We're just fine. Here's the thing. If I can give anybody any advice, and I'm struggling it with my own life too, but with everything in the world and everything in the news that we see, why am I getting emotional right now?
That's all right. Let it out, girl. Go
yeah, I was like, woo! There is still good out there amongst all the bad. What we focus on. People like, speaking of those that do photography or video, you can focus on things get blurry. So be intentional about what you focus on the good. Just like Mr. Rogers had said, when things are going around, his mom said, nah, but look for the good, look for the helpers. They're still there. They're still good. And they're still good people.
I love that. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Amen.
So I want you all to go out. Well, first comment on this video. If you're listening, go on YouTube, comment your question of the week. But then after that, after you follow Tia on everything, go out in the world and look for the good. You already found it when you followed her, but go find some more good out there. But anyway, y'all, we hope y'all enjoyed this, man. Remember, keep grinding, keep chasing your dreams. And remember, nothing worth having comes easy, man. We out. Peace.